Purpose. I tell people all the time that you were created on purpose for a purpose. You know, it might have surprised your parents that you showed up here, but you were no surprise to God. He already had your life in his heart. So take some time today, spend some time with your Father. Make sure you seek him for what your purpose is. And I promise you that the thing you're looking for in the universe is already inside of you. The gift of life and purpose, God has already put inside of you. And let me tell you, the best days that you live in your life will be those days where, number one, you're in God's will. Number two, living your purpose that he put you here for. I am so excited. If you have followed me anywhere on social media, you know I've been talking for the last 2 weeks about today. And today we have Queen of My Own's Artsy Girls taking over the Regina Sunshine Show. This is our kids talk show and radio broadcasting class 101. And so this is like graduation day for them. They get to show you guys what they have learned in our class, and we're so excited. We have 3 amazing shows for you guys. First up today, we'll have JNIM Baking Art Show. Then we'll have Shine Bright Like a Diamond Show. And then our ZAT Dancing Stars Show. And I'm so excited for you guys to meet our girls as well as our coaches. I'll go ahead and give our coaches a shout out. A shout out to Danon Butler, Laris Hodges, and Musa Lotala for coming through and being a real blessing to our girls.
Welcome to the JNIM Baking Art Show. I'm Nyla Williams, and a couple things that I like about myself is that I'm smart, beautiful, and creative. These are my 2 wonderful co-hosts, Amani and Jordan.
Hi, my name is Jordan. One thing that I like about myself is that I'm beautiful.
Hi, my name is Imani, and one thing that I like about myself is that I'm smart and pretty.
How many of you love cake?
I love cake.
Me too.
I love cake. I also love baking cake. Yesterday I baked an emoji cake with yellow buttercream, black frosting for the eyes, red frosting for the tongue, and inside is a zebra cake. Baking is a type of art because you get to be creative with it. Here are some pictures.
Show one more time, Jack.
After the break, we will have a special guest artist, Sean Pittman. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back. Now we have been joined by artist Sean Pittman. I'm going to read a little bit about her. Artist and Atlanta native Sean Pittman is a graduate of North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina. Pittman received her degree in biology. Pittman is a professional artist living and working in Atlanta and sharing her work through group expeditions. Okay, Sean. What's your favorite piece of art?
I would have to say me personally or of other people's art. Personally, my favorite piece personally is this piece behind me that I have. It's called The Fortifying Woman, and I painted it to exude strength in a black woman, and I wanted young girls like yourself to see a good representation of what it means to be a powerful, beautiful black woman.
What is your favorite food?
Ooh, so I am a sucker for cheese, so mac and cheese is definitely my favorite food.
What is your favorite tools to use?
My favorite tools to use? My favorite tools, a paintbrush. Does that count as a tool? So definitely my favorite tool. My second favorite would probably be a pencil. I like to start off my drawings with the pencil, and then I would paint on top of them with the paintbrush.
Is food considered art to you?
Oh, definitely. I think anybody who knows how to cook without a recipe is an artist. I personally cannot. So when I see people who are able to get these ingredients and mix it together, they are definitely artists, especially people who are able to make food look delicious, because sometimes you don't want to eat something that doesn't look that tasty, right? So if you can make it look delicious, then you're an artist for sure.
What is your favorite candy?
My favorite candy, okay, so I do love chocolate, and there's a lot of chocolate candy out there. If I had to pick, definitely, do you guys eat Milky Ways? Milky Way is my favorite, yes, because I'm a sucker for caramel too.
Oh.
What do you like about yourself?
What do I like about myself? That is a very good question. I like that I'm easygoing, and I am able to, I would like to say I give pretty good advice. So I like that I'm able to help people. I like the fact that I follow my dreams and follow my goals, and I'm able to tell other people to follow their goals and dreams as well. So that's what I like about myself.
Okay. What was your journey like with art?
So my journey with art started 3 years ago. Like you read, I went to North Carolina A&T, and I actually got my degree in biology and science. And I think science is an art form as well. When I graduated, I decided to put science aside and then pursue art. So I've been doing it for 3 years. It's very good. I've done some exhibits. I've curated a few exhibits myself, and I'm constantly learning about myself, learning about the art world, and learning how to get better.
What is your favorite color?
Ooh, my favorite color is red. I like red. It's a very powerful color, and it's the beginning of a rainbow. So I like red.
What did you like about A&T?
What did I like about A&T? I liked Aggie Pride, by the way. A&T, I really loved the camaraderie about it. Everybody was really friendly. It felt like a family. It is a historically black college, so you see a lot of people that look like you trying to further themselves in life, trying to get their degrees and trying to be better people. And I think that's a beautiful thing when you can have that community and feel like you're inclusive in something. So that's what I definitely loved about A&T.
What's your favorite type of art?
My favorite type of art is, I have so many. I would have to say abstract art. And abstract art is pretty much anything. You know, I don't know if you guys seen, but you might see people who just kind of throw some paint on the canvas and it's like, oh, okay, what is that? But I like abstract art because it brings more of an emotion out. It's not easily explained. It's more so how you feel, and you can come up with your own interpretation of it.
What is your favorite artist?
Ooh, okay. So I am a part of a group called Future Dead Artists, which is about supporting living artists and supporting local artists. So I'm going to start off saying what my favorite living artist is. My favorite living and local artist is actually my partner, who's also in the group, Eugene Bird. He does a lot of colorful work, a lot of wood cutouts. He's very good at what he does. Another artist who I admire would be Maya Bailey as well. And as far as dead artists, I like Frida Kahlo. She's my favorite artist.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Why did you go to A&T?
So I went to A&T because I knew I wanted to go to a historically black college, and at the time I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and when I was up there I heard a lot about A&T, so I decided to go. Like I said, I wanted that camaraderie, that inclusiveness, and I'm not even going to lie, the movie Drumline sold me on going to A&T because I was like, oh, I have to go to the school that has like the most popular band ever. So that's why I went.
Okay. Why did you study biology?
So I studied biology because I love science. I realized I loved science in 6th grade when my teacher, we had to do an experiment on owls. and it was really interesting, and I thought it was fascinating. With science, you get to have a curious mind. You get to ask why a lot, and the good thing about science is you get to find out the answer behind that why. So it allowed me to keep a creative mind, keep a curious mind, and with science and biology, it's like the study of life, so you get to study everything that you're surrounded by, and I thought that was really interesting. You guys have any more questions?
What is your favorite thing to do?
My favorite thing to do is dance. You probably thought I would say painting, but no. My favorite thing to do is dance. I love music. I love all types of music. It doesn't matter the genre of the year. I listen to music before my time, and I listen to current music. And if I can get a little shoulder shake in there, then it's a good song.
How long does it take to do most art?
It depends on the type of art you do. When it comes to abstract art, as I was telling you, it doesn't take as long. If you do more intricate art, such as my piece behind me, then it could take longer. But it's all about quality and the effort that you put into your work. And if you feel like you really want to show your best, you are sometimes going to put more time into it and hone in on it more.
How long does it take?
Oh, I think you just...
How long did you stay in college?
I stayed in college for 4 years. I went in when I was 18, and I got out when I was 22. So I've been out of school for 3 years now. So originally I was going to go be a doctor, and that number would have increased tremendously. Tremendously, but I decided to stick to 4.
Where have you seen art in nature?
Oh, art in nature is everywhere. If you look at a flower, that's art. Do you guys have favorite flowers or anything like that? You have a favorite flower? What's your favorite flower?
A daisy.
A daisy, and that's art. Why do you like a daisy? Because it's beautiful, right? Okay, that's an art form. If you look at people, that's nature. That's art. If you see someone, you be like, oh, you're pretty. That's an art form. If you think about the foods that you eat, that's an art form as well. Life, bugs, animals, everything around you is an art form. And that's why I studied biology as well, because everything has that beauty about it.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, how you guys like doing this? Do you guys like cooking?
Yes.
I know you guys have a baking show. What's your favorite thing to bake?
Cakes and cupcakes.
Cakes and cupcakes. Favorite flavor, cake and cupcake?
Chocolate.
See, I like you. Good choice. Do you guys have any favorite colors?
Purple and teal.
Those are good colors. What about you?
Blue and pink.
Blue and pink. Okay, what about you?
Purple, pink, blue, and turquoise.
Those are very good colors. Those are actually some of my favorite colors as well. So do you guys think that baking is an art form?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
And why do you guys like baking so much?
Because you get to be creative with your flavors and designs.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What's your answer?
It takes a lot of time, and when you get it right, it's really fun to just look at it, probably take a picture of it to remember it.
Very good. And what's your answer?
It's really fun.
It's really fun. Those are really good answers. Do you guys think you're going to bake forever?
Yes.
Always?
Maybe.
Can I put in an order for some cupcakes then? Because I can't make any.
Sure.
Okay. So we're definitely going to talk to you guys after the show so I can get my order in, okay? Do you guys have any more questions for me?
What advice do you have for your listeners and young artists?
So I would definitely tell people to always follow your dreams, always. There are always going to be people who are going to tell you what they think is best for you. But if you have a goal in mind, always pursue your goal, always follow your dreams. Some people won't understand your vision, but as long as you have that vision and as long as you have faith in that vision, your vision will come true. So just stick with it, keep going, and just be the best person that you can be.
Okay. One more question.
Okay.
How can we contact you?
So you can contact me. All of my social media is Soulful Voyage, and I picked Soulful Voyage because it's a representation of myself. I decided to pursue art as a soulful voyage to get to know myself better, connect with myself, and so other people can, learn and connect with themselves as well. So soulfulvoyage.com is my website. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter is also Soulful Voyage, or you can always Google Sean Pittman. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. You guys are amazing, and thank you so much for having me on the show.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Shine Bright Like a Diamond Show. I am your host, Nevaeh Hall. These are my wonderful co-hosts. And what I like about myself is that I am beautiful, courageous, and smart. And what I like to do is dance, sing, and do art. And what I do now is, dancing, art, and do hair. What I like to do when I grow up is be a young business owner. And here's my wonderful co-host.
Hi, my name is Leah Collins, and what I like to do is gymnastics, sing, and dance. What I like about myself is that I am very smart, beautiful, and intelligent. When I grow up, I would like to be a gymnast and a singer. And here's my other wonderful co-host.
Hi, my name is Zeta Kerr, and one thing I like about myself is that I'm courageous and smart and beautiful. One thing that I do now is sing and dance. What I want to be when I grow up is a singer and a dancer. And here's my other wonderful co-host.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jalila Abdushakur, and what I like about myself is that I'm beautiful, smart, and courageous. What I want to be when I grow up is a singer and a dancer. What I am now is a singer and a dancer.
All right, everyone. We're about to take our break. We'll be on with our guest, J.L. Priester. Good afternoon, J.L. Priester. Welcome to the Shine Bright Like a Diamond Show. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I think you just said it. My name is J.L. Priester, but I am newly 16, turned 16 last week, and I am the business owner and lead designer of Couponia LLC. And what we do at Couponia is our goal is to help bring balance to your health and well-being through each of our bracelets. So we do some custom work, but we mostly stay in an all-natural area with using real gemstones, onyx, and olive wood beads. That's me.
All right, well, now some of the our co-hosts will like to ask you a little bit of questions.
How old were you when you first got started?
Well, it's a pretty easy question. I was actually only about 14 and a half, probably 15 when I started my business. I've been open for about a year and a half now, so about 15.
Why did you pick those colors?
Well, the colors of my bracelets, sometimes the colors do draw people to my table, but so what some people don't know until I explain is that I didn't really choose the stones for their colors. I chose them for their purposes. So a few stones that we have are lepidolite and onyx and labradolite. And lepidolite is actually a bead for focus. So I actually chose it for that purpose. But, I mean, people do like the color, so I guess it's a win-win.
Did your parents help you start a business?
Actually, my parents are the reason I started my business. My mom is an entrepreneur. She's a holistic healer. Like I said, she's an entrepreneur, and my dad is an entrepreneur. And so I just wanted to follow in their footsteps, some could say. But I basically took her holistic healing and his entrepreneurism, and I put them together. And I guess that's how Couponia started.
How did you feel when you heard that you had diabetes?
Well, I am a type 1 diabetic, and I have been since I was 4. I was diagnosed at 4, so that was a really long time ago. But I kind of feel like if I think back, I was scared. I was confused because of the fact I didn't know what was going on at the time. Like I said, I was only 4. So just learning, I think I was I was scared and I was really nervous because I didn't know what was happening in my life.
How did you get those stones?
That's a good question as well. I mean, online is a really big market. I get them from different places online, consisting of Amazon, Artsy, but right now I'm trying to lock down somewhere that can be my forever home to buy stones. So yeah, I usually just buy them online.
What inspired you to start?
Well, going back again, my parents were a really big part, probably the reason I started Couponia, but I really, now that I've been in Couponia and have been doing things, I realized that what really wanted me to start was helping the quote-unquote little people take their weaknesses and turn them into strengths, because of the fact that I had a quote-unquote weakness and I turned mine into strength. So that's a really big part of what keeps me going and why I started Couponia.
How happy are people with your jewelry?
Well, I have no complaints, so I would say good.
Did your plan work out the way you wanted it to?
Wow. So a lot of people that see me at events usually ask me how long I've been running, and I always tell them a year and a half, but it has not been a steady year and a half. I don't have a steady income at the moment because I'm a young entrepreneur and I'm still trying to get out there. But no, my story is not easy. When I started Couponia, my first event ever was what was it? It was April 3rd or somewhere around that area, 2016. And my first event, I went in there with about 75 bracelets. I was like, okay, I'm going to sell out. I'm going to get pre-orders. And in the end, I only sold 3 bracelets. So that was not what my expectations were. And that kind of took a toll on me as someone young. I'm like, why don't people want my bracelets? Why don't people like me? The second event, I sold 5. But after that second event, I took about a 5-month break where I didn't even wear my own bracelets. I mean, I didn't wear them, I didn't sell them, I wasn't on social media at the moment. But then as I started to pick back up on events, then I realized, hey, people don't want me to go to an event and then just stop working. People want me to keep going in between. So I started posting more on my social media. I started getting more connections, meeting new people. And so my journey wasn't easy, but now it's starting to flesh out and I'm starting to get out there. So.
Are your products healing people?
Well, that's the thing about my products. It's really different for everyone. So we, like I said, we use real gemstones, onyx. We use olive wood beads from Bethlehem. So we do use real gemstones, and no matter how small a gemstone is, it does have healing properties, but it really does vary per person. For me, sometimes my mom, like I said, she's a holistic healer. Sometimes she sets out a stone and it's so strong that it gives me headaches. I'm like, Mom, no, not right now. But it really varies per person. So you could say it's healing a person, but it's not. You can't just put on a bracelet and expect to be healed. You have to live the lifestyle. You have to eat the diet. You have to live right. You have to sleep right. So it's not just the stones that help. But yes, you could say that.
What are the biggest challenges you face trying to run a business?
Wow, that's a really big question. A few is trying to balance being a teenager and being a 16-year-old entrepreneur. Many don't know, but I am actually homeschooled now, and I have been for the last year, about to go into my second year. But prior to that, I was public school all my life. I've been living in Georgia since I was in kindergarten, so all of my friends have been in Georgia and all went to the same public schools as I am. I've known some of my friends since I was in kindergarten. But now that I'm a youth entrepreneur and I moved a little far, it's really hard to balance seeing my friends and being a teenager and being a youth entrepreneur because of the fact that some of them aren't in the state I am. Some of them are just living their regular high school lives while I'm doing events, while they're at the pool, or I'm doing a radio show while they may be at the mall. But yeah, it's really just balancing being a teenager while being a youth entrepreneur, I would say.
Thank you for joining us today on the Shine Bright Like a Diamond show. Today, we enjoyed having you. Have a great day and keep shining bright. See you next week.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ZAT Dancing Stars.
Hey everybody, my name is Zanaya Kerr. What I like about myself is that I'm pretty, courageous, and smart. Here's my lovely co-host, Trinity.
Hello, everybody. My name is Trinity McMillan. One thing I like about myself is that I'm beautiful, courageous, and smart. What I like to watch on television is Backstage because it's a performing arts dance school. And here's my wonderful co-host, Zeta.
My name is Zeta Lotula. What I like about myself is that I'm adventurous and smart. When I grow up, I want to be the first multicultural lady president. And here's my co-host, Aziza.
Hello, my name is Aziza Abdushakur. What I like about myself is that I'm creative, artistic, and beautiful. What I want to be when I grow up is a baker and a gymnast.
We are going to be talking about different types of dances. Like I'm going to be talking about hip hop. Trinity's going to be talking about
African dance.
Zeta's going to be talking about ballet. And Aziza's going to be talking about
Jazz.
Let's get into it.
Born in America, jazz can be seen as a reflection of the cultural diversity and individualism of this country. At its core are an openness to all influences and personal expression. Through the improvisation throughout its history, jazz has straddled the worlds of popular music and art music, and it has expanded to a point where its styles are so varied that one may sound completely unrelated to another.
I like ballet because of its culture. It is so fun to do. So here's a brief story of ballet. Ballet, as we know today, began during the Renaissance around the year 1500 in Italy. In fact, the terms ballet and ball, as in a masked ball, came from the Italian ballare, to dance. When Catherine de' Medici of Italy married the French King Henry II, she introduced an early dance styles into court life at France. At first, the dancers wore masks and layers upon layers. Costuming, dance steps were composed: small hops, slides, curtsies, and gentle turns. Dancing shoes and small heels were different from the ballet shoes we know today. From Italian roots, ballet in France and Russia developed their own stylistic character. By 1850, Russia had become the leading creative center of the dance world. And as ballet continued to evolve, certain new looks and theoretical illusions caught on and became quite fashionable. The reason why I love hip-hop is because when I hear the beat drop, you can't stop moving your body. Dancing has been around since pre-Hazard times.
What I like about African dance is that it's a good workout. I also like about African dance it's fun to do, and I like the music and how it pops. Today on ZAT Dancing Stars TV show, we have a special guest, Deborah Hughes. Here are a few facts about Deborah Hughes. If life in dance could be defined, it would be embodied within Deborah. She was born in Orangeburg and raised Greenwood in South Carolina to an Arctic family that creatively influenced her love for arts. She was exposed to everything from dance, fashion, music, and drama.
From those experiences growing up, she knew this was something she wanted to do all her life. That is when she coined the phrase art. When she coined the phrase art, meaning pursuing the business of art. She has danced for various artists
and companies from around the world, allowing her to travel with her craft.
Born and raised in South Carolina, Miss Deborah extends herself to children as a dance instructor / coach. One of her views she has been able to do that we're working on hands-on throughout low-income areas of Atlanta. She often finds herself supporting, motivating those around her who have hidden talents by assisting them to perform fiercely. Acting as a true independent philanthropist that she is, Miss Deborah builds people through her art. She encourages people through her powerful words, and she teaches them to maintain the self-confidence they need to dance.
Miss Deborah Hughes was in Mary Jane, Vampire Diaries, and also in movie The King Bolden. She's active in the community as a youth dance instructor and freelance life coach. She has worked with the Hands on Atlanta, who develops low and common areas of Atlanta. She likes to think of herself as an independent philanthropist that builds people through her body and her art.
And stay tuned. Next up, we're gonna have our guest, Miss Deborah Hughes.
Hello, Miss Deborah.
Hello, Queens.
How long have you been dancing?
Ooh, how long I've been dancing? I've been dancing all my life. As my mother tells it, every time she would sing or go into a store or the music would be playing, I would start moving. As soon as it stopped, I would stop. So, since I'm the womb, she says.
What is it like to grow up in an artistic family?
For me, what it was like growing up in an artistic family, it was an eye-opener for me because we traveled a lot, so I got to experience a lot of different cultures. My mother is a thespian, an actress, singer, all of that. My father worked in the theater as well. The trade in our family is engineering architect, so he used to build sets for the dance and theater department. So I enjoyed it. It opened me up to a lot of things. I have childhood memories seeing my mother on stage with my little siblings, like watching them, but being able to see my mother on stage perform and go backstage and look at the costume department, hair and makeup, all of that. So I thoroughly enjoyed it.
What's your favorite dance team?
Favorite dance team? Do I have a favorite dance team? Like, y'all like, Let me see. ZAT dance team.
What is your future plans for your company?
For my company, well, my company's name is Accent Over the O. That's because my name is Deborah. People like to call me Deborah, but it's not. It's Deborah, not Deborah, Accent Over the O. So my plans for the future is to produce more shows domestically and also internationally, but for a fine art aspect, because I design and make custom-made clothes as well. So I bring my artwork, as far as my fashion and my dance world, together to produce fine artwork. So that's one of my plans that I would like to do.
What's your favorite song to dance to?
I don't necessarily have a favorite song. Anything that makes me feel good, makes me feel honest and true, that would be my favorite type of song to dance to.
What is it like to perform on stage?
I tell people, if you want to see me in my most honest state, watch me dance. And that's what it's like for me. Very authentic, very honest, very sincere and true to myself.
What's the future plan for your company?
The future plans for my company, you pointing to her? Oh, the future plans for my company, the ultimate goal is to always pay it forward and to give back. I think that's very integral, especially for black people, and me being a black woman, my focus is on black women as well. So anything that I'm doing is to always promote and give black women a voice. So far as not like anything set in stone, like I'm doing step 1, step 2, the goal is to always give a platform for black women to share their voice.
What is your favorite type of dance?
My favorite type of dance. I don't have a favorite type of dance. My favorite style or how feelings and emotions, anything that makes me feel good and flow through.
Are you scared on stage?
I don't have those moments where I'm scared on stage. I always come to myself like a moment of peace where I center myself. But it's a very freeing moment. I think before the stage happens, that's where all the jitters and stuff happen. But when I get on stage, I feel like I'm home.
So, do you think that dance could help all women have a voice?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's another form of language and communication. If you look culturally in my personal belief, everybody came from Africa. But if you look in our history of that, we communicated via dance, even through the slave trade. It was through our songs and our voice. When we were in the fields, it was always a motion and movement happening, but we were always communicating through our cultural backgrounds, be it dance, singing, art, quilting, weave baskets, the stars, all of that. So it definitely gives women a voice. I think it's important for us to be true to that, but also important for us to pass it forward. So traditions of women, like mothers and daughters cooking together, that's a form of communication. Recipes passed down on how you do certain things. So I think it's another form of recipe, language, communication passed down.
Where can people in Atlanta see you perform?
Where can people in Atlanta see me perform? The best way to keep up with me, to know where I'm performing, is my social media, which is Deborah_Hughes on Instagram, DEBORAH_Hughes, HUGHES. And that's where I post all my information. A lot of my shows are booked outside of Atlanta right now, but I do produce a lot of shows in Atlanta as far as producing is concerned.
Do you have a favorite performance?
Do I have a favorite performance? I don't think I've created it yet.
Do you like to perform?
I love to perform. Not like, I love it.
Have you ever reached the place where you, like, what is your dream place to perform, and have you reached it yet?
When people ask me that question, like, what's your most favorite place to perform? I always go, my favorite place to perform is for my family. Like, I do all of this to be able to say yes to my grandmother when it's her birthday and then come perform at her birthday party. Like, that's what I do it for. Be able to share your gift, not only with the world, but what happens if you can share your gift with the world but can't share it with people who imparted these things into you, who grew you up, who saw you from a little girl to a woman now pursuing your dreams. So those are my favorite places to perform in front of the people I love.
Do the kids at your academy drive you crazy?
No, I wouldn't say crazy. I think it requires a lot of patience and understanding, because I was once your age and somebody had to take the patience to teach me. Somebody had to give me the grace to teach me. And as time progresses, I think it's always, anytime you invest into youth, I think it's a well worth the investment.
How do you prepare for a performance?
Many different ways. If I have a performance the day of, I'll make sure I'll get up and have a good breakfast. I'll do yoga, something to center myself to give me peace and relax and stretch. And then I just kind of relax throughout the day. Call time, we do warm-ups, which is pretty much 2 hours before your showtime performance. You do your warm-up, go down, do your hair and makeup. But those days prior to, like if I have a 5-day gig or something like that, probably a week prior to that, I'm detoxing. I'm making sure my body is right, making sure my lungs are together, all of those things, so I can withstand an hour performance.
How old were you when you started dancing?
The first time I remember, well, I'll tell you all this story. So, back in the day, and Miss Regina may remember this, back in the day, the church that I went to had a block party. And at the block party, y'all know what a block party is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You block down all the blocks. And so the whole road is empty. And at the block party, I asked the pastor prior to if I could present a dance. Can me and my friends dance at your block party? So he said yes. And so I'm the youngest of all my friends at the time. And so I got my friends together, and y'all too young to remember this, but Kurt Franklin had a song out called Stomp. Make me clap my hand, make me do your dance, and stomp. Google that. Right. So my friends and I, it was the wackiest dance. It was my first choreographed piece first choreographed piece. And we had the backhead bounce in there, like the little TLC creep, all of that stuff right there. And so the time of the block party, I tapped him on the shoulder, was like, me and my friends ready to dance. And maybe he didn't think I was serious. He was like, oh, y'all really want to do this? So cleared everybody from the basketball court. Me and my friends performed, and the crowd went wild afterwards. And they were all asking, like, who made up this dance? Who made up this dance? And I raised my hand like, this little girl, I was 10 years old, this little girl made up this dance. And from there, people kept on asking me to come to their church to, like, teach them choreography. I didn't know I was teaching choreography at the time, but I was teaching choreography. And when I turned 12, somebody, like, cut me a check. And I was like, what? You can get paid for this? I need to figure out how to do this for the rest of my life. And so when people ask me for, it's like my first moment of dance, or when I realized, like, yo, I can be a dancer, I would say that would be my moment. That would be my moment.
What impresses you?
What impresses me? I'm a very hard person to impress. I'm not impressed easily. But outside of, which I think has everything to do with dance and then nothing to do with dance, what I'm most impressed by is people who walk with an integrity and have a certain character about themselves. And what I always tell people, when you perform, you can always see, people can always tell if you're authentic or not. Because some people just do moves, but when you're performing and it's real from your soul, that's where it comes from, a place of honesty. You got to be real with yourself, self-inventory. So those type of things, like, can you tap into the authentic place in yourself? That's what I would say impresses me.
Do you stretch every day, and are you flexible?
I'm not as flexible as I used to, girl. These older bones don't stretch like they used to. But I do stretch. I stretch often. I feel it's very, very important. It's very, very important for us as dancers to keep our mobility. And as we get older, we can kind of, like, go into a stage of not moving as much. Like today, I rode my bike up here. Like, I have to actively find ways outside of dance to make sure my body is moving, I'm active. And then also I try to stretch before and after any type of strenuous workout that I may do or dance to keep it mobility.
Okay. Who is your role model and why?
I would say my role models in my life would be the women in my family. My mother is definitely a role model to me. She's an amazing woman, by the way.
Do you really play Mary Jean in the show?
I don't play being Mary Jane in the show. I was in a couple of shows of being Mary Jane. Yeah, I know being Mary Jane kind of throws you, but that's the name of the TV show. I'm sure your mother's watched the TV show. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends. Like, they're so obsessed. Like, they always be like, yeah, like, I was watching some Disney Channel, and then my mom go ahead and be like, go in your room and go watch that. I'm watching my show now.
It's a good show.
I got a couple.
Shout out to Gabrielle Union.
Who came up with your name?
My parents came up with my name. My mother said the Spirit gave it to her. My name is Deborah, which comes out of the Bible. It's Hebrew. Judges 4 and 5.
My sister's name is Hebrew.
Oh, yeah? What's your sister's name?
Sada,
yeah. Sada, yep, it is. Sada with an I?
S-A-apostrophe-R.
Apostrophe, okay. Who's next?
How is the life of a professional dancer different than what you or others may have expected?
How is the life different of a professional dancer?
Yeah.
Than what others or I may expect?
Yes.
I don't think I had any. Well, let me tell you this. I expected not to be like a 9-to-5. Check. And it's definitely not like a 9-to-5. I get that question often, like, what do you do? I tell people, like, I do the same thing every day. I dance and I make clothes every day. Like, you go to work every day. This is my job every day. Quote, quote. I call myself an entrepreneur, which is pursuing the business of art. So, like, entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurship. So for me, I love it. I'm grateful every day that I'm able to wake up and actually do what I love. That's a blessing like no other. And be able to go to sleep with peace on my heart, peace on my mind. That's a blessing like no other as well. So I don't know what people's expectations are. Some people feel like I'm, you all over the place. You traveling here, you traveling there. And I feel like my life is kind of consistent. Like I'm consistently doing what I'm doing.
If you could perform anywhere in the world, where could it be?
When I'm asked that question, if I could perform anywhere in the world, I always say someplace new I've never been, but make sure it's a lot of sun and a lot of water.
Are you a vegetarian?
What?
Maybe like Hollywood, like LA, Broadway.
Hollywood, LA is cool, but I'm thinking more it's like overseas, like Argentina or Italy.
Florida.
Peru, South America. Like out the country.
Are you a vegetarian?
No, I am not a vegetarian. Most people mistake that, like, you don't eat meat, do you? I'm like, I do eat meat. Like, well, every time I see you always eat fruits and vegetables, which is probably true. But I don't say I'm a vegetarian because I may eat vegetables and fruit for 29 days out the month. But on that 30th day, I decide to eat meat, and somebody sees me, they're going to be like, I thought you said you was a vegetarian. So I tell people I'm not a vegetarian, but I do have a regimen where I do 21 meatless meals a month, and then I kind of disperse my meat intake, but I don't eat beef or pork. Can I ask you all a question?
Yes.
Okay. What places, so we're talking about out the country. What places would you all like to perform out the country? Or places you would like to visit?
California.
Out the country.
Oh,
So not the United States. We going overseas, global. You got to get in the airplane to get there.
Oh.
Hawaii.
We getting closer. But I understand because it's a Polynesian country, but that's history right there. But
China.
okay, China's good. China's nice to dance in. They're very it's a very structured place over China. They treat you well too. Egypt, Africa. All right, there we go.
Hollywood.
That's California.
Wait.
That's California.
You meant Bollywood.
Yeah, I was about to say like Bollywood.
That's out of the country.
Yeah.
Okay,
So.
Bollywood. You two ladies?
Bollywood.
Bollywood.
I would want to do it in Liberia.
Liberia? Dope. Cool. Okay. Questions back to y'all. You got it.
Oh my God.
What in your life as a dancer do you think has created an obstacle?
Obstacle? So many things I could say. As a dancer, just being an entrepreneur, I think it's the same across the board. Like keeping the perseverance of no matter how many no's you get, you always persevere and believe in yourself that what you are called to do here, that you are actually doing. So that self-motivation, that self-affirmation, and making sure that you are centered in where you are in life and that you know for a fact, like, I'm here for a purpose on this earth. So I think everybody has to deal with that to a certain degree. But when you work for yourself, you definitely have to deal with that because nobody's waking you up to pursue your dreams. Like nobody's monitoring you on a job. Like if you don't do it, it doesn't get done. You have to constantly be your own motivation. So it has to come with a certain level of confidence, a certain level of mental capacity. Like you have to have a wealth of mind, body, and soul, and to be constantly pushing yourself to that next level.
We can tell that you were riding your bike because when you first came in, you looked cute and you were sweaty.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Get that natural detox going.
What's it like in a movie or a show?
Well, the last movie that I did was Bolden, and that was set in a like 1930s area. So it's long hours. Any set or film is long, super long hours. Minimum, you're doing 16-hour days. And most people on a job only do 8-hour days. But on set, I know I'm going to be there for 16-hour days, and I might get 3 to 4 hours of sleep to come back again the next day. So it's super long, but you meet all these wonderful people. You meet all these new people who are doing new things, and you have new experiences. But I thoroughly enjoy it. I know it's not for everybody, but I thoroughly enjoy it because I know I'm going to be doing this for a particular amount of time, and then once that gig is over, you're on to the next gig.
Thank you for this interview, and thank you for coming on Regina's Sunshine Show.
Thank you, ladies. One more question? Go ahead.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
29.
34.
Which one?
1923.
1923.
25.
25. I'm 31.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm 31.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
All right, you guys, it's been an amazing day here at the Regina Sunshine Show with the Cuomo Artsy girls doing their shows live on the air for us. What they want to do for you guys now is perform a part of the African dance that they're going to be doing at their end of the summer program. If you don't know, the founder, Tanya has a big end of the summer program every year where the girls showcase everything they learn for the summer, and they just could not end this day without dancing for you guys. So I'm going to move to the side, and the girls are going to show you what the first part of the African dance they'll be doing for their end of the summer program. Take it away, girls.
I got the call from Regina about a month ago. Actually, it would have been about 2 months ago. Regina said, Laris, this summer I'm going to need you to help me out with some stuff with a camp. And like anything else, I always agree to it because Regina just asked me to do it. And so it can't be bad. And I had the opportunity a couple weeks ago to come in and meet these young ladies. And we did some practice intros for a while, and I got to know them. And the interesting thing about doing any type of work, I would say community-oriented work, and I'm sure you gentlemen know this, is that you always go in looking at what it is that you're going to be able to do for the people that you're going to be working with. And you walk out getting more than you thought you gave. And working with these little girls, I have a 12-year-old daughter myself, and when I have her, when I get to have her for the weekend to spend time with her, I love doing it. And so instantly when I came in, I felt a connection with these young ladies. And every time I walked out, and I'm a grown man, this is just me being honest, I found myself sometimes weeping, in all honesty. And so I'm very proud of them. I'm proud of what we were able to accomplish together. You all did a wonderful job. Wonderful, wonderful job. It came together so much better than we had anticipated. And so, again, thank you, Regina. Tanya, thank you. JL Priester, and really everybody who was a part of this whole thing. I was happy to be a part of it, and I think we've got some things to present now. Okay, here we go. Regina Sunshine Show, Kids Talk Show and Radio Broadcasting 101. This certificate of completion is awarded to Nevaeh Hall. All right. This certificate of completion is awarded to Jalila Abdul Shakur. This certificate of completion is awarded to Leah Collins. And last but certainly not least, this certificate of completion is awarded to Zeta Kerr.
Just like Larry said, I get the call from Regina. It's just like she hypnotized us. I don't know. She must be drinking that tea they was drinking on Get Out. She was serving the tea. She tell us to do something, we just do it. So, but it's all in. It's all in good effort, and everything is always positive. She always putting us in the right places where we need to be. And she gave Larry like a 2 months heads up. She gave me like a 2 weeks heads up, right? So I joined the group, ZAT dancing stars. Maybe a couple of weeks ago, we had a couple of practices, and these girls was awesome. I mean, they picked up. You know, I had my little introduction to them. They fed my energy. I fed their energy, and it was like, let's do some work, and we put it together. Well, you know what? They was already working on it before I got there, right? So I just gave them a little bit of tweaks here and there, and they picked it up and they ran with it. Today was an excellent show, and you know, sometimes when we dealing with like younger kids, we thinking they're not paying attention, but they really are, and they get it a whole lot quicker than we think they get it. So today was awesome. Hopefully, still next summer, and just keep me involved, Regina. So we got some gifts for everybody.
All right, to our team leader.
Team leader, Zanaya. Next, we got Trinity and Aziza. And they also have some certificates. The Regina Sunshine Show, Kids Talk Radio, and Broadcasting 101. And we have 3 certificates here. This certificate of completion is awarded to Zanaya Kerr. And then we have another one for Aziza Abdul Shakur. Last but not least, Trinity McMillan. All right. Thank you, Z&T. You guys are awesome today.
The girls have been taking this class, what, almost 2 months, Miss Tanya? Well, a couple weeks ago, we had a special guest to come to the show and do a motivational speech. If you don't know, she's a young motivational speaker. She's done her own TED Talk. And I thought it would be awesome for the girls to see someone their age hold a mic and hold the stage. So she came in and talked to them about self-confidence. And so although she wasn't with us the whole time, she jumped in like she was a part of the team and really brought things home. So you guys welcome our good friend, Zayda Lotala. You want to say anything before we go?
I baited her.
It was so fun to come and see all the girls and do a radio show with them. Most of the time, I usually do radio shows with my dad or with older teenagers, but it's really fun to find girls my age that are interested in the same things I'm interested in. Okay.
There we go. Now you see I don't have to say anything. Next.
Our children are kings and queens, and we got to start treating them like that. We have to expect certain things from them. We have to put them in environments that we want them to excel in. All I can say is that if we continue to give them what we have and let them do what they want to with it, then they'll begin to create a more colorful world. It's awesome. I can't wait to see what they do next. This first one is for Imani Jones.
Wherever I go, I'm big on affirmations, and these are ones that I created for them. And when I say these girls embrace them and they speak them with boldness, I love it. So you guys ready? And everybody can join in. I was born to win.
I was born to win.
My life has value.
My life has value.
I love helping others.
I love helping others.
My future is bright.
My future is bright.
I have a great purpose. I am beautiful, courageous, and smart. I love being me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We've had a great show. We've had a great summer. This is a great way to end it. You guys give everybody a hand. Give everybody a hand.
God loves you just the way you are. You are beautiful because you were created in love. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You have the seeds of greatness within you. You were born to live a victorious life. You are brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. You are worthy of the best things in life.